Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Welcome to It's Still Real to Me. I'm your host, John Kuchar, aka Johnny Fashion. With me as always is Big Bad Harmon. What's going on, my man?
Well, good evening, sir.
Good evening. It's a Night of Champions evening.
It is a Night of Champions evening.
Yeah. We're gonna review Night of Champions here. So, but
you mean preview?
We're gonna preview it.
It hasn't happened yet.
We're gonna preview it. Yeah. First things first. Let's get some quick plugs out of the way. You guys can check us out at smarkandmark.com. You guys can check us out on Twitter at smarkandmark_PW. You can check me out on Twitter at Johnny Fashion. Harmon, where are you at on Twitter?
I'm at Harmon316. On the Twitter.
The Twitter.
Not Twitter.
Not to be confused with the Facebook.
Right.
All right, man. So Night of Champions. I've kind of always liked Night of Champions. I feel like it's one of those cards or one of those events that should be really good, but it rarely is. I don't know, man. What's your history with Night of Champions?
I really haven't seen too many of them.
Yeah.
I was kind of excited for a night where every belt is on the line, and we've got a couple other matches thrown in that they're really not what I think they should be. If anything, now I think that the Neville Lucha Dragons and the Ascension Stardust should be on the main card, and Ziggler Rusev should be in the pre-show now.
Just not exist. But with that, actually, let's start there. Then we'll get through this card. Let's start there. We'll go on the pre-show. Neville and Lucha Dragons versus they're calling themselves the Cosmic Wasteland. I love it.
Yeah.
I really like that teaming of the Ascension and Stardust.
You know why? Because the Ascension are just goofy enough to make it work.
Right. Yeah, they're gimmicky, they're kind of hokey, they're old school, they're the poor man's Legion of Doom. So
exactly.
I'm excited for this match. I love Stardust. I think it's going to be a good match. I'm glad that they've included it somewhere on the card, even though it's just a pre-show. Everybody in the ring can work. Neville's amazing. Lucha Dragons, I know people like to say that they're botchy and whatever, but they're fun, man. They're fun to watch. So I definitely don't have any problem with this match.
I like Kalisto. I think Sin Cara kind of mails it in sometimes, but...
Oh, totally. Yeah, he's super lazy. But Kalisto is pretty awesome. He got a chance to talk recently, like in a promo, and he did really well, I thought, for what it was.
Yeah, because Sin Cara, who's like not even like the real Mexican of the two, spoke Spanish the entire time.
True. But anyway, I think it's gonna be a good match. I think it's a good way to kind of kick off the show.
Yeah, you got two really good high flyers with Neville and Kalisto. You got Sin Cara, who can fill in the boring parts of the match.
Right.
And you've got Stardust, who's really good in the ring. Victor's okay, and Connor just comes in for the squash at the end usually.
Yep. So. Yeah, he plays the hot tag pretty well. I would like to see this kind of continue, as crazy as that sounds. The Stardust, I think, really needs, like what you said in your good push, bad push, Stardust really needs to do something more, and I think giving him a couple of henchmen like the Ascension is a really good thing. I hope that afterwards, unlike the Cosmic King, King Barrett, how that abruptly ended. I really disliked that. I know Barrett was going off to shoot a movie and stuff, but
that must have been last minute or something, because they started that whole thing, and then they must have been like, oh yeah, Barrett's going off to do a movie. Shit.
yeah, like we'll just Stardust turns on him, I guess. So.
I think he tweeted out today too that he just wrapped up filming too, so he was only gone for what, 3 weeks?
Stellar movie. Must have done a lot of takes. But anyway, I really love. Yeah, he doesn't need takes. I'd really love to see them stick around, especially with Survivor Series coming up.
Oh yeah.
You know, that'd be a good tandem. You know, I don't want to skip. Obviously, you know, we're previewing Night of Champions here, so I don't want to like skip it. But I have some good ideas for Survivor Series, and I would really love to see it be a traditional Survivor Series. They've kind of gone away from that mode.
I mean, have some teams.
Yeah, have some teams, and I think WWE right now has enough guys to make some really solid teams, and they've got guys that are very similar, like Ascension and Stardust. I mean, that would be a good base for a team. I know that they would need one more guy, but
and then you've got
they're Wyatts, similar. You know,
you've got Ambrains, and then you've got the Authority, and you've got you know, I don't know, the Dudley Boys. I don't know.
Yeah, you have a lot of teams, so something like that could definitely happen. But again, that's for another time, a little bit later. That's another podcast altogether. But anyway, I like them, Ascension and Stardust. I like that team. I think that they should stick together. I'd like to see them get a win here on this pay-per-view, even though it's the preview show or the pre-show. I'd like to see them get the win. You know, Lucha Dragons and Neville. If they get the win, it like really doesn't mean too much. Like neither of those characters are really progressing.
Right. As long as Stardust and his crew, whoever it may be, if it's the Ascension or if he gets other people, I mean, they need to just cause chaos and interject themselves into different things. Like, I think that Stardust should be going after the Intercontinental Championship after this. You know, just stick his nose right in there and start screwing whoever the champion is. Just start screwing him over, even if it's another heel champion. Hopefully,
but
that's later. So
yeah.
I just want to see him cause chaos.
Yeah,
be the agent of darkness.
Yeah, I love it.
Of dark matter.
His whole character is pretty amazing. I love that it's like very comic book-esque, and it's just very cool. He's a fun villain and a fun bad guy that you can kind of get behind, that people like, you know. Like you said, it's just chaos. It's awesome.
He's chaotic in like the, you know, I don't want to, we use it too much, but like the Joker kind of sense, you know, but he's a PG villain, really. He doesn't swear. He's not out there completely, you know, bloodying people up, but he's a good comic book PG villain if they're going to keep this PG thing going on.
So. Yeah, perfectly said. Yeah. He and he has a lisp too, so that helps the PG. I don't know why, but anyway, so I'm gonna go with Stardust in the Ascension, the whatever they're calling themselves, Cosmic Wasteland. I'm gonna go with those guys to bring home the victory, and hopefully they continue a cool reign right up until Survivor Series.
Yeah. I think if they want to keep it going, this is the way they got to go. I mean, they could do like they do with, you know, like with the Wyatts. You know, like make them lose all the time and they're still around. So,
cool.
But, yeah,
all right, man.
They win.
Cool. Main card. Let's get into that. We have tag team titles on the line. New Day versus the Dudley Boys. Man, the Dudley Boys vying for the title. What an old-fashioned sentence that is. But it's amazing. I think it's great. Given my past with Bubba Ray Dudley, I'm still behind it. I still think it's pretty cool. I was still really excited to see them come back. They definitely have a lot to offer. Yeah, definitely. I think that they have a lot to offer still. You know, probably Bubba Ray more than Devon, but you know, it's tag team wrestling, and that's their specialty. I would like to see, you know, either way, however this match goes down, I would like to see maybe Bubba Ray stick around as a singles guy after this, because I think, you know, they can only ride out the Dudley Boys thing so long. I mean, it's cool. It's definitely cool, but
right.
But I mean, Bubba Ray is his own guy, and he proved it in TNA. I mean, some people are going to say,
I think he grew as a character a lot in TNA. His whole Bully Ray character was pretty good. And I only watched it a handful of times, maybe, 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. And I liked, him getting his, his spotlight,
Yeah. Some people are going to say big fish in a small pond, but I don't know, man. He carried it pretty well. I thought, like you said, developed a really good character. And as much as I disliked the guy, like, the character was pretty good. And I think that's something that he can bring to WWE, and he'd make a good heel. I know that, KO kind of has that spot right now where he's a heel and he's super over with the fans, but he's not really getting pushed, and unfortunately, obviously going for the IC belt on this card, but it's been like weeks and they just kind of threw that together. But I don't know. I think he'd be a really good top tier heel in the company. But whatever. That's for future.
I don't know. I kind of think he could be a baby face. He could be like the tweener kind of baby face because he's so over.
Yeah.
That he wouldn't have to. I mean, not like anybody cheats nowadays anyway, but it's all attitude. But I mean, he could get over either way, I think. Sure.
Yeah. But pertaining to this match, I think I'm excited for it. New Day is amazing. Xavier Woods gets a little on my nerves, but that's his job. I think his outside the ring antics are just incredible. They're really fun to watch. And Kofi and Big E are pretty fantastic in the ring. I mean, Kofi has been around forever. He's amazing in the ring. Big E brings the power, and he does crazy shit like dive through the ropes and almost kill himself every time.
Yeah, he should be a little more careful because he is a large man to be throwing himself around like that. And I'd like to see him stick around and have a long career because he's just quirky and weird, and it fits with that whole New Day thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it's come now where I think it's obvious that Xavier Woods is the leader of the New Day. He can do 90% of the talking, and Big E does 7%, and Kofi can just clap along. Even though Kofi's all right to be on the mic, but it's still just
I think Kofi's come a long way. I think Kofi's come extremely long way on the mic, and even Big E. I mean, when he first came in with Dolph, and then he started to show a little bit of personality, and it was this exact stuff that he was showing, and people weren't really behind it at all. People are like, what is this guy doing? He's kind of a creep. He's kind of a weirdo. But it totally fits as a trio. It's pretty awesome.
Have you seen any like the WWE exclusive stuff, the backstage stuff like they've been doing with like Team Bad?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's
hilarious. It's hilarious.
And you know what? And Team Bad's not doing shit right now, man. They should incorporate. They should bring those ladies over, and
they have nothing to do with a night of
champions. Make a faction or something.
They should just come out and cheer for the New Day.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. It'd give them something to do, and and they're pretty. I mean, obviously Sasha Banks is amazingly talented. Naomi is pretty talented. I mean, she's not quite there yet. I think they kind of pushed a long way to go. But you know what? As female figures in the division, there are three big names in the division because I mean the division's kind of small, but they could join, New Day side. It would add another element to them. It'd be awesome.
It could be Bad Day.
Oh my God! It writes itself. Bad Day. It's insane. Right? Come on. Triple H, do something with this. How about Triple H on Raw getting down with New Day? That was fantastic.
Oh my God, it was horrible.
Oh,
and then like Stephanie's like, let's see it again. He's like, no, you got to pay for that. Like anybody wants to see that again.
Yeah, he looked like my dad out there dancing.
Oh my
goodness.
It was horrible. So I think that the New Day will retain the titles. I don't think the Dudley's going to get their 10th championship. Mostly because nowadays it seems like the older guys that come in are mainly brought in to bring some heat, bring some hype, and to put the younger guys over. So I think they're going to stick with that formula.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't think, you want to have older guys winning titles on the same night that another older guy is going after the world title. So
yeah, that we can definitely get into that later. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think you could set up a Dudley Boys split here if that's what we wanted to do, because I don't know what they've really signed on for, and I don't know how much Devon is like his involvement really, like his commitment rather to this is. I think he's definitely more towards the end of his career than Bubba Ray. Like I said, I think Bubba Ray can go and do a singles thing after this. So maybe they lose, maybe they have a little split, they tease a breakup. Bubba Ray can go on to do a singles thing.
Yeah, because I think they have
about that though is that
they have a wrestling school too. I think that they have to run. So
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think splitting those guys up would kind of weaken the tag team division again, but I don't know, man. You got Enzo and Cass just waiting in the wings.
Yeah, I think you got some teams coming up from NXT shortly, I would hope. Because you've got the Dusty Classic's going to be coming to a close. So.
Yeah, which has been a pretty cool thing. I've really enjoyed it so far. There's been some upsets. There's been even this past Wednesday, I really thought that Corbin and Rhino were going to lose to Ciampa and Gargano. I did too. I really thought so. But
I like the fact that this tag match made Baron Corbin wrestle a little more too.
Ciampa and Gargano are I mean, they're amazing talents. So you kind of had to turn it up a notch for Corbin. And he did well, man. That guy's had some good showings lately. I mean, he's not garbage like people had thought. I mean, he has all these squash matches, but last, who did he? Oh, Joe. He just came out of a feud with Joe. He looked pretty good there.
Yeah, he lost that match, but he looked good in it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sold on him. I mean, I'm not bringing him up to the main roster anytime soon. I don't think, but
no, and there was some whispers that he might be the third, member, but I don't think it's going to be that.
No, I don't buy that for a minute. No.
New Day.
I like New Day taking this as well. I think they win it, and then I don't know who they feud with next. I hope that they don't just add more participants. I hope that it's not like Dudley's hang around and then they just throw in primetime players. And then something else happens for Survivor Series. I mean, I don't know. Like, I want a good tag team feud with New Day and then somebody. Like, the primetime players, they kind of had something, but it just fizzled out pretty fast. I was thinking about it the other day that before New Day was formed, like, primetime players kind of had that swagger. They had the millions of dollars thing. They came out. They were fun. They were kind of a little annoying, but it was more tolerable than New Day. And then New Day comes out, and they're just so over the top that primetime players are just so far in their shadow now. It's crazy when you try to compare the two. Primetime players definitely have gotten lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, like right now, I think the only way you can go with is the Dudleys again, at least for another pay-per-view. Before you you're going to have to bring up Enzo and Cass or Blake. You have to do something, but bring up another tag team because nobody else has any steam right now.
Yeah,
and the longer they wait on Enzo and Cass, they're going to start losing steam too because they haven't been really shown that much lately. So
yeah, and there's not a lot of tag teams left either. I mean, maybe if the Usos are ready to go, I can definitely see that. Usos, that'd be an immediate feud that they could throw down, like Usos and New Day. That'd be good. I think the Usos are a proven tag team. They're former champs. That would be fine by me. But like Los Matadors just broke up. I'm assuming. I haven't really heard much about what's going on with them, but
yeah, I heard something about like Torito has got his own music and stuff now. Like he's going to be
What?
Switching teams or feuding with Matadors and beating them up? I don't know.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know what the hell's happening, but so I'm considering them as out, like they're just out of the division. I'm assuming. I don't know, but again, so now it kind of leaves the tag team division pretty weak again with only a few teams. I'd like to see, maybe after the dust settles with the Wyatts, maybe some of them can go for the titles or something.
Yes. I mean,
there's all these people together, but they're not really using the tag titles as anything besides it just being on New Day, which is great. I love that New Day are the champs, but somebody's got to be chasing them, to make it worthwhile.
And it should be the Hype Bros.
I wouldn't mind it. I don't think Mojo's ready, but Ryder obviously is a veteran. It'd be fun. I definitely like their enthusiasm. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
They have that crowd involvement and excitement, and they're just such a big babyface team that to go against the New Day. I mean, but I don't know. They're pretty positive. I don't know. The New Day might like them.
Yeah, that's true. I don't mind that. I think that's a fun idea. I like that. Anyway, back to the match. I'm going New Day. I think they take it. And then I don't know what happens after, but New Day definitely, I think, is going to win this match. I don't think Dudley's get their 10. So,
at least not in their first shot against New Day.
No, I agree. All right, man. Moving on to the next match. It is a non-title match on Night of Champions, so I don't know why it's here. Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev. 20th time in the last 3 or 4 months. God, it's the horse is dead, man. Just stop eating it. It's so the worst.
Bad. This horse is dead and rotten.
Yeah, they can't stop.
Without Lana out there, this thing is just dead.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do with it. I'm pulling for Rusev. I think Rusev is the guy that needs to get back on a tear.
Yeah.
I think he's really good in the ring. I love his promos. I love his swagger, his flags. I mean, he's pretty cool as a heel.
Yeah, I like Rusev a lot. The only thing that I will be happy with this match is double turn. That's the only way I will be happy with this match and actually justifying this match being on this card.
I would like that. If Rusev became a babyface and Dolph turned heel again, just
it'd be amazing.
Arrogant asshole. Yeah, it'd be awesome. If maybe Dolph is really trying to, pull Summer Rae away, that would be awesome. Get her off fucking TV for a while.
Right. Yeah. I was thinking
Rusev a sympathetic babyface.
Yeah, totally. It's funny because we fans already feel for the guy. He's super over. Even though he's considered a heel, everybody sympathizes with a guy getting his girl stolen from him, so.
And it's not even just that, like those 6-man tags where everybody left and he was the only one left in the ring and the baby faces beat him up. You felt bad for him that night. Maybe he and Kevin Owens, because I think they would have some great matches, coming up if, the IC title belt was on the line.
Totally.
And Rusev can talk too. He can spit some Bulgarian promos out there that are pretty good. So I mean,
absolutely.
Better than fucking Ryback.
I would really like to see Lana back with him. And I know that she's hurt right now, but they've been together in some weird way. Either her as his manager or. Her with Dolph, but still in the same storyline.
Right.
They've never been separated. So I think, obviously Rusev survive in the industry without Lana, but I'm not so sure how good Lana would do without Rusev, because that's her whole character. I mean, she's gorgeous and she can talk and everything, and I get her talent is pretty amazing, but as far as storyline wise, she's so tied to Rusev that it just doesn't make sense.
And I think the only way you can put them back together is if because she's a babyface now. If he goes babyface, if he turns
Right.
and becomes
Right.
the good guy.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I'm thinking a classic, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret Hart double turn where Ziggler, either cheap shots Rusev or he's beating him after the bell with like a chair or something, and he's just being relentless.
Despicable, yeah.
Yeah, he does something despicable, and even Lana is like, hey, wait a minute, like this is too much, and she like tells him to stop. Right. And I know that I'm sounding very soap opera-esque right now, but that's what this fucking story is soap opera right now. He's beating the shit out of Rusev. She's yelling at Ziggler to stop. Maybe Ziggler pushes her or whatever. But anyway, there's obviously a moment of Lana still wanting to protect Rusev. Bam, that's it. The face. Ziggler is now the despicable heel, and that's what he's good at. I'm not. This has been a long time coming.
Yeah, I'm not a Ziggler babyface fan, really.
Me neither. His best days were when he was just a prick.
Yeah, so. And people want to compare him to Shawn Michaels and like how he sells, and he's a good seller, and Shawn Michaels is a good seller, and they have kind of similar stuff they can do. I think Shawn Michaels took more big bumps and stuff, but Shawn Michaels was best when he was a dick.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And Ziggler, he's just been playing the nice guy. And dude, and I'm a Ziggler fan. I mark out a lot for him, but the thing is, his shtick is getting old now as a face. Like nobody cares that it's just that he, that he gets the shit kicked out of him all the time, and then he hits a zigzag and wins. It's like, well,
whatever.
Fucking offense, So I don't know, man. That's how I would want to see it. How I think it's going to go down is probably shitty because Lana's not there, and it's going to be something to just drag on. I think it'll be, I don't know, maybe Ziggler wins because of distraction, or like Rusev gets distracted by Summer Rae or something. Like, see, and I don't even know like what that was all about on Raw with Ziggler giving her.
I have no idea.
It's just so poorly, inconsistently written that it drives me nuts. I just can't stand it.
Maybe at Night of Champions it'll make sense and it'll be like, oh, but I doubt it. They never ever get anything right.
No, I can't imagine they're gonna do anything with this feud.
I'm gonna go Rusev wins by disqualification.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go.
If we're gonna have a double turn, Ziggler cheats, Rusev wins.
Yeah. All right. I'd rather have a double turn than a double count out, like at SummerSlam. God, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna go Ziggler wins. With some shady tactics, like Rusev gets distracted by Summer Rae, and then he's all pissed off at her after the match. I don't know. Whatever. Don't really care that much about it. Nope. Anyway, moving along, the other non-title match at Night of Champions is a 6-man tag match. We got Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and a mystery partner versus the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Braun Strowman. Your boy, Braun Strowman.
So big.
What do you think about this match?
I think it all kind of pivots on who the third guy is, really.
Yeah.
I've heard everything from, well, they said Savio Vega to Chris Jericho, to The Rock, I don't think it's going to be The Rock. I know it's not going to be Savio Vega. I mean, I might mark out a little bit if it is, though, because that guy would
be incredible. Hopefully he brings his straps for a strap match. That'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah. And they had to, like, strap Braun Strowman's arms to his body so he can't grab anybody. In a perfect world, I want it to be Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, that's your pick, Daniel Bryan.
in a perfect world, I would want it to be Daniel Bryan because he's had his problems with the Wyatt family, and you can't just insert Daniel Bryan back into the picture of a title match. I think you need to have him, come in and reestablish himself as a top babyface. So that's how you would do it.
Yeah, I don't hate that idea. I wouldn't mind if I hear his music, I will probably mark out pretty hard because I really like Daniel Bryan. I just don't think this is the right time for him personally. I think because of Strowman's size, you really need somebody to come in and be really intimidating. I mean, think of the original Shield. Reigns was the muscle, like Reigns was the powerhouse, and Reigns can't bring this guy down. So, like, who's it going to be? Who's going to actually be able to help them bring Strowman down? O'Brien is that guy. He's just. I hate to say this because it's such a shitty thing to say, but he's too small. Like, he's not intimidating enough of a character to come in and be like, oh shit, like that's who they got. Like, it would be fun. Like, I would be like, fuck yeah, I love Daniel Bryan. I'm glad he's back, man. And I do want him back as soon as possible. But
you would think that Braun Strowman would choke slam him from the ceiling to the floor, just smash all of his bones to dust.
Yeah, like if a guy is just coming back off a neck surgery or neck injury, like, probably don't want to
go after Braun Strowman, 400-pound fucking monster he sees.
Yeah, who is not very seasoned, And I'm not saying like, oh, we got to protect Daniel Bryan or anything, but I'm just saying like, I just don't think it's the right time.
No, I'm saying it. We need to protect Daniel Bryan.
Nice. Yeah.
So who could be that muscle? I mean, there's only one guy I could think of that could be that kind of muscle, and I don't think he's going to be there.
Oh, you're thinking like Brock or somebody?
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I was thinking about it earlier today, and I was thinking that it would be really cool if it was somebody just crazy, like somebody that didn't even make sense that they just got. Like, it wouldn't be Brock, but I mean, I was like, for a split second, I'm like, that'd be really fucking cool. But storyline wise, it doesn't make sense. Like, Brock doesn't give a shit about Ambrose or Reigns, so he wouldn't care. He would never help them.
How about the Demon?
I was thinking both either Undertaker or Kane. Either one of those guys I thought would be very, very cool, very fitting.
I'm guessing the Undertaker is still healing from his match with
True. If he wasn't 900 years old, it would, because they had that match. Bray and him had that match at WrestleMania, and I don't know, it wouldn't be so, and it would be Undertaker. It'd be a very intimidating person to come in and clean house. Kane is kind of in the same.
Kane kind of makes sense because they kind of came after Kane when they first showed up.
Yeah, and it'd have to be fucking Demon Kane. It can't be.
Corporate Kane.
Corporate Kane. He's like, I'm wearing slacks, Braun Strowman. Fear the slacks.
Fear the slacks. My name's Glenn.
Yeah, hey, I'm Glenn. But I don't know, man. I was thinking even, if Randy Orton's character right now wasn't so babyface, tag team, 6-man tag team wrestling every Monday night, Randy Orton, Orton's kind of like a dark character when he gets into his, I'm just fucking crazy and I'm going to RKO everybody and anybody and, boot people in the head and I don't care who it is. Like, that's my favorite kind of Randy Orton.
What if it's, somebody that's not on the card, right now, it's Cesaro. Hello? You've paused. But, Cesaro's not doing anything, and he's kind of got some steam right now. Maybe he's the third man. I don't know what happened to you. Come back. We've lost Johnny Fashion. All I can see is his beautiful face. But, yeah, I think it all depends on who the remaining members of the Shield bring in. I think Cesaro could be an option. Kane, like we just said. The really cool ideas would be, Brock Lesnar. There's just nobody else big enough. Daniel Bryan's a big name, but he's not a big guy. I don't know, but I'm thinking maybe the Wyatt family even goes over in this one. They're going to get the win. Johnny's completely gone. Let's see if he comes back. But I think like Roman Reigns, he's been getting better on the microphone. I think he did a lot more talking the last few weeks. He needs somebody else to be like, his like Ambrose right now is kind of being his backup without having to say anything. He just has to like pretty much nod and say yeah whatever to whatever Roman says. Somehow we're still in the air. All right, we're gonna have to post this.